Hey, what's up guys? We're back again with a no-skill strategy to push up trophies as fast as we can on ladder. Whenever I get tilted or lose a lot of trophies trying out a meme deck or a new strategy, I always turn to this to climb up my trophies quick. As soon as your opponent makes one slip up cycling the wrong unit or spell, you can slip on through with your giant skeleton, flying machine, or cannon cart to take their entire tower. And after you get into a winning position, it's really hard for any opponents to ever find a way through or even know what to do. Going into giant skeletons, barbarians, zappies, and tornado, your opponent's going to be feeling like they're facing a brick wall. My favorite play with this deck is baiting out my opponent's fireball or arrows with my zappies and barbarians, and then cloning up my giant skeleton with flying machine or skeleton barrel to make every opponent a sad panda. Anthony plays this deck to great success at 138 in the world, beating some of the best players in the game. We're going to be pushing up from 9,000 in the world to see how fast we can climb ladder and see how far we can get. So let's go jump straight in some games and assert dominance. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on any of the daily videos. A huge thanks to everyone that's using credit code SirTag to support the channel. All right, let's go. So I want this guy to spam into me. We don't have all day. Come on, brother. Give me some love. If I give you luck, will you just feel incentivized to spam into a tornado and let me get a king tower activation? Guess not. So I'm gonna go for a barbarian barrel. That's still something that I can vibe with, because without that in cycle, I think that you're gonna have a limited amount of answers to our skeleton barrel spam. Here's the thing. If I go skeleton barrel into a mega minion, it doesn't feel that great. We know he's gonna have to respond as well. He's gonna drop something else there. With the mega minion out of cycle, it's gonna be in our best interest to go in for our fly machine and then go in for like a giant skeleton here, because I don't have barbarian. Oh, he's got poison too. Wow, this is nutty. This is probably gonna be a bit sticky and tricky for me to win this. Mega minion for fly machine, barb barrel for our skeleton barrel, and then Pekka for the giant skeleton. Pekka is actually one of the best answers in the entire game to giant skeleton. It's got high health and a lot of damage. Great against golems, great against electro giants, and giant skeleton too. So furnace is going to be interesting for us as well, because my zappies don't necessarily kill fire spirits. They want to kill the fire spirit, but very rarely be able to hit them all. I was surprised I'd even hit that one, but hey, it's working out. All right, cool. I guess the fire spirits are just not jumping today. Usually they jump onto my zappies and my zappies miss. You guys got to let me know down below in the comment section. Is that something that you guys are used to or not? I never have my zappies kill fire spirits, but I guess today we're getting lucky or something. The luck went full circle. I gave my opponent good luck at the start. It's bouncing back. Okay, so he could easily go in for a poison on the fly machine or go for a Pekka. Either way, it's okay for me. I want to go in for barbarians here so that we can stop the Pekka from parading too close to us. If we force out the poison early, maybe the cannon cart can still walk onto the tower if it's just focusing on barbarians. Let's go! The flying machine isn't going to die to the poison, and the poison's out of cycle, so now I can go for the clone. But barb barrel's also out of cycle. What is he going to do? He's going to have to go for like a furnace, but I don't know if that's going to stop all the skeletons, bro. There's no way. Let's go. We wiggled our way through someone with Pekka, furnace, barb barrel, and also one of the best answers to our flying machine, the mega minion, simply because we got him in a little bit of an inconvenient card cycle. So I'm going to giant skeleton again in the back, and we'll see if we can attack. Another good thing about the deck is they kind of need fireball to instantaneously kill the barbarians and the flying machine. But if they have fireball, they're not going to have poison, and they need poison for the clone. So in almost every single situation with this deck, you're going to find some semblance of value. Okay, we're going to wait for him to go in for a cloned defense. Yeah, there it is. I was going to say, like, if you don't go in for a clone defense there, you're kind of just going to lose the game. You're going to throw. You're not about that life, are you? So it's better not to poison if you know that I'm not going to drop my clone, but he had no clue, so he messed up there. I should have tornadoed the zappies in, so then the zappies would have died, and then we would have had the giant skeleton embarking on the pathway, but it's all good. We're still chilling. I can fly machine here. If he goes mega minion, that would be amazing. I'd love to see a mega minion. He's not doing it. Oh my goodness. All right, it's fine. We can go for barbarians. He probably poisons this if I had to guess. If he's got poison plus freeze, I'm screwed. So fortunately, that doesn't come down. Sometimes that happens where your opponent has two big spells for no reason. But the poison's out of cycle, so I know for a fact that this clone is about to pop off and deliver us the win. So I'm going to tornado early on so then we can make use of the giant skeleton bomb this time. Being able to finish that off would be awesome. I need to go in for a fly machine and a skeleton barrel. When I'm at 3 elixir, I'm just spamming cards at this point. I want the giant skeleton breakthrough because then we break down his tower. GG, well played, and peace out. He actually gave me a well played. And very rarely do you ever have to play well or even use your brain with this deck. But when you're playing against Pekka, Poison, Furnace, and Mega Minion, you might have to think just a little bit. And after crushing Pekka Poison, now we're 7,500 in the world. Just taking a quick look at our opponent, he was actually a really good player. Finished 133 in the world, and I didn't even notice this, but he actually had Snowball in the deck too. So he had Poison, Snowball, Bar Barrel, and Furnace all to counter the clone, and it simply wasn't enough. All right, let's keep up that win streak out here. This guy's got a Red Bull clan. I wonder if he's gonna have wings and fly on with a Lava Hound deck, or if he's just gonna chill on his side of the map and do absolutely nothing. He's just chilling.
Red Bull gives you wings.
And now he finally goes for bats. Okay, so I guess we were partially right, expecting those bats flying high in the sky. Good thing is that's out of card cycle. Ooh, what are you doing? I feel like that is the worst clone I've ever seen in Clash Royale. You're at 7,000 in the world and you're doing those type of plays. These are our clone brothers out here, guys. You know what? I'm going to clone, and this is going to give us a lot more value. The skeleton swarming on the tower, forcing out the snowball, already dealing half of his entire tower. That's beautiful. And I can ignore a flying machine because of that. Also, the snowball being out of cycle means that I can spam a little bit more aggressively with my clone, unless he's got tornado plus snowball, or maybe like snowball and arrows. But that would just be super unfair, man. That would be like bringing a gun to a knife fight out here when I'm running clone as well, and we've each got one small spell. And then you're just like, nah, dude, I don't play by the rules. So fortunately for us, that's not what we've seen so far, but I'm just preparing myself mentally for the worst possible situation. Because that's usually what happens on ladder. If we go in for a cannon card here, that would be bad. Why do you keep doing that? I know that your baby dragon's going to get melted right now, and I can go in for a skeleton barrel and then clone because I'm up so much elixir right now. I don't think you can stop this. That little zappy the little zappy that's going to stop the tower from targeting, he's going to go in for a snowball so late, and then he didn't even kill the skeleton off to the side, so we got one more love tap. Man, if you go in for a giant skeleton, if you go in for, you know, any bridge spam, like cannon cart, it gets cannibalized by barbarians. I have never seen a clone deck in Clash Royale that has Fireball instead of like running a Lava Hound clone. So unfortunately, I mean, Lava Hound clone is what it is. So there's a chance he's got Fireball for my Flying Machine or Barbarians, and he could make some clunky and crazy plays, but that's exactly what we don't want to see. The good thing about our deck, too, is if the Giant Skeleton dies, then we can kill everything as well. So that's kind of what we're going for. I don't know why he's giving me that value. I'll take it. Thank you, brother. I'm going to go for Barbarians here as well. And I guess if you play against other clone decks in Clash Royale, and you've got Tornado, and you've got all this anti-air answer, like the Skeleton Barrel and the Giant Skeleton, when they pop, they're still anti-air answers. You're just going to walk away with very easy wins. There's nothing that our opponent can do here. His baby dragon isn't able to melt our flying machine because we do more damage per second. And we also got, you know, like a little bit of safety. We're like staying 6 feet apart and social distancing from this man. And he can't touch the flying machine unless he tries to cheat and goes in for the snowball. So, you know what, dude? You're not able to cheat death out here. We're going in for the clone, and we're going to walk away with a very easy win. I mean,
I would have 3-crowned you if we had this game go on a little bit longer.
With that amount of skeletons and the giant skeleton bomb coming through, I don't know, man. You're in some serious trouble. After that W, let's go and take a look at the leaderboard and see where we climb to. Let's go. 6,700 in the world. All right, so we got another one here. Let's see if we can keep the win streak. We've been dominating today with this deck, and this is by far the best clone deck in Clash Royale. There is no comparison right now. There's been a lot of other weird ones in ladder, but this one takes the cake for winning. Okay, so the cannon card's going to take the targeting, and then he's going to wish that he never dropped that Mother Witch. It's hilarious that you think that Mother Witch is able to counter clone, because number one, it doesn't really counter all of my cloned up units if I use my giant skeleton or cannon card as a tank. Number two, even if you go and target one of my clone cards and get a piggy, it's a cloned up piggy, so it dies in one hit. So Mother Witch isn't that scary. A lot of people have that misconception, and here we are timing to break it. No more people will ever think that Mother Witch is scary with this deck. Obviously, I want to go in for a clone here, so then we're able to, you know, pop the fly machine a little bit faster if possible. Maybe the giant skeleton's able to lock onto the tower, or just force out more elixir that he doesn't want to spend. I think I'm going to go for a fly machine here. This is probably pretty annoying for me to be in this position where I'm going to take a fireball and... Ooh. Okay, never mind. He said 5,000 in the world. He did that. No big deal. I think we've all been there. We've all missed the spell on top of flying machines and like really obnoxious cards in the air. I mean, flying machine is the only one that I could really think of. I guess I've seen some people miss it against other cards like an Inferno Dragon, if the Inferno Dragon just moves slightly. But yeah, I think the flying machine is the main one. I'm going to wait for Barbarians just because it's going to be higher damage per second. Zappies slow things down, but they don't really kill the piggies fast enough. So barbarians will give us counter push on the right hand side, and we are winning this game. It just creates really sloppy and crazy games sometimes when you're running clone, because people are nervous. They're like, this guy probably is garbage at the game. That's what they think when they're playing against clone player. And then they make mistakes because they either get confident because they have a deck that they feel really comfortable beating it with, or they're just like, I can't lose to someone this bad at the game. That's what always goes through their heads, or at least from reading comments, this is what people have been telling me. So what are we going to do? Do I go in for a skeleton barrel with the giant skeleton? Do I go in for a fly machine in the middle? I think it's better for me to go in for the skeleton barrel and then clone, because it's really hard for me to deal with this. Even if you go in for all those recruits, they should get busted down. I can cannon card here, and if you fireball, you're not going to be able to hit all the skeletons at once. So that works out really well for me. And then you don't have fireball for the barbarians. So I'm just looking at this game, and I'm wondering what you're going to try to do here. Because if you go into the barbarians and you don't have fireball in cycle, and then my cannon cart pulls everything to the middle, you're just going to be a super sad sir that takes a gigantic loss against clone. You're going to lose to the idiot that you never wanted to lose against. Let's go. Man, this deck makes me really happy because I've won every single game today. It hasn't been close in any of them. And just cruising up ladder like nobody's business. Every single game that I play, it'll just be a fast and easy win. And you really can't say that with most decks. Almost every 2.6 hog rider or log bait deck, you're going to be stressing and sweating for your W's. With this deck, you just get an elixir advantage. When your opponent makes mistakes, you capitalize on it and you immediately take their tower. And after that, we are 5,000 in the world, baby. Here we go. What is this guy going to do? You never really know on ladder. But the good thing is, even if you go in for a balloon, I got a tornado. If you go in for a hog rider, we got barbarians. So I think this deck has got some of the best defenses in the entire game, while it's also got destructive offense. Whereas most decks have one or the other. Golem clone, great offense, garbage defense. Minor control, amazing defense, terrible offense, where you're literally paper cutting your opponent or tickling them to death. Yeah, I'm going to go for giant skeleton here and see what this guy wants to do. Ooh, this is really risky. I think that the Zappy touches the Inferno Dragon in time. Oh, he's got fireball. Guys, wait. He missed one of them. The little Zappy tucked in the corner. No one thought that you were alive, Zappy, but you stayed alive, striving for greatness and just overcoming all the odds, all the obstacles. This man jumps through every hoop and hurdle. So the Zappy's not going to hit the tower unless he was just like the best Zappy in existence. But, you know, in my heart, that Zappy will live forever. So Fireball's out of cycle. I think it's in my best interest to do this and just see what happens. With no Fireball in sight, how are you going to be able to defend this effectively? If the skeletons pop and then kill the Skeleton King, that would make me very happy. Didn't really work out. I hate this so much. Skeleton King is one of the most obnoxious cards to defend against, because if you go for barbarians, it's got absurd splash, but if you don't go for barbarians, you're probably not going to be able to swarm and clean up all the skeletons that your opponent's dropping. So it worked out. It was just 5 elixir, and I didn't really want to drop 5 elixir. The giant skeleton would have gotten stunned and overwhelmed by skeletons, so I had to go in for the barbarians there, and now he knows that I have that in my deck, so it's also going to be more difficult for me to be able to ever make anything work here, because if he goes in for a graveyard into barbarians and then he doesn't have the right card order, he could just lose the game. Like, let's say he fireballs on the Zappies, and I get great value with my barbarians cleaning up the graveyard skeletons because he doesn't have fireball or any way of extinguishing all the Zappies that stack up. That would have been really fun, but yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things that you want to abuse the fact that your opponent only has one big spell, and they're likely not going to have mirror when they've got graveyard. So I'm just going to try to go in for my barbarians at the right moment here. Okay, so the other thing that I want to do is I want to go for Zappies here. I don't think he's back to Fireball. Even if he is, it's okay. I can clone this. I think it's okay as well. We can just tornado it onto the double giant skeleton bombs, right? Double bombs, baby! Oh, yeah, that's so cool. Who would have thought that you can win bridge battles against people that have Fireball and then also an amazing answer with the giant skeleton counters of, you know, just Inferno Dragon at all points. It's cool to be able to make this work. But at the same time, I think I have to go for dual lane aggression if I have any hopes of winning this game. I'm just trying to think, like, objectively, can I go into this at all points? Probably not. We're going to go barbarians, and we're going to do all this, and then we're going to go in for a fly machine as well, and then we're going to try to clone. Depending on what happens, this could work out really, really well for me. I'm going to go for a clone now. With the skeleton swarming him, we knew he was going to go in for an arrows on that, so then he's not able to arrow the double fly machines. Unfortunately, the cannon card didn't lock on, but at least the fireball's out of cycle. What are you doing? You're a wild child, dude. You're Inferno Dragon on a cloned up flying machine. That must not feel good. Okay, so I can do this, and then I can cannon cart and do dual lane aggression, as you guys We're hearing me say that before. I think in this type of matchup, it's imperative because he's got so much splash damage. He's even got like a Valkyrie with a Skeleton King. Usually you see one or the other, but this guy decided to run ball. That's weird. Okay. He's going to arrow early on. That's great because then the Skeletons are going to stay alive, so he's going to force out some extra elixir. Unfortunately, the Valkyrie does get one hit on our tower. What can I do to win this matchup? Like, this matchup does not feel good. The fact that he's got arrows and fireball and then also like the Valkyrie and the Skeleton King, it's just a bit too much for me to handle. If we go in for a fly machine here and then I go giant skeleton off to the side, he's going to fire up. He actually just whiffed again. People and hitting flying machines, those things just don't go together. They just miss one or the other. So I'm going to clone up everything at once. Yo, at least we hit our own flying machine. That's what's up. I could tornado. It's just better for me to go in for the other lane and go in for barbarians and cannon cart here because all of his units are going to die and walk up into the bomb, right? Oh, he's going to fireball, but the cannon cart locks onto the tower. Let's go. We'll take that because the flying machine will lock onto the tower on the other side. He's going to have no way of stopping that besides like a skeleton king, and it should die. This is working so well for us. Let's go. So making sure that we can keep the Skeleton King just off of our sides is extremely important, as you guys are finding out pretty quick. With 30 seconds remaining, I'm going to try to go on the other side here, and then maybe go in for Barbarians, so then he can't necessarily fireball that since he has to fireball the Zappies whenever he can. And the Skeletons are going to start to swarm. I need to go in for Tornado here. It's a lot of elixir coming down from him, but can he stop this? I don't think so. With 10 seconds remaining, I think that the fly machine gets pushed closer to the tower, and it does. Let's go, guys. Are you kidding me right now? This man had the fattest hard counter in existence, and it still couldn't even stop me. And that takes us to 4,600 in the world. So if we get this win, we will be 6,600 trophies, and that would feel pretty good. So let's get it. That would be a solid, like, couple hundred trophy push in the span of 30 minutes. Man, that'd be ridiculous. All right, so we're going to go in for Zappies in the back. The guy's going to go for a snowball. That's beautiful. Like, I really want you to not have that in card cycle so that I can go and bombard you with my skeleton barrels. So we'll see how this works. Definitely going to go in for a clone here because you don't have your snowball. So we'll see if you're able to defend this. Yo, let's go. The Zappies are going to pulverize the giant. Unfortunately, he does have arrows and snowball. So, you know, we had a really tough match against someone with Pekka earlier. And now Clash Royale is deciding to test me again. Likely going to be giant graveyard here. So I'm going to giant skeleton, make sure that the bats don't ruin me. Skeleton army was cycled early on, so that's why I went for giant skeleton instead of going for like barbarians or something, because I think that the giant skeleton will bait out a mini Pekka, maybe a dark prince. It depends on what version of the deck that he's running. Yeah, so there's the mini Pekka. Okay, so if I cannon cart, we know that you're going to go in for a skeleton army on this, so I have to be poised to go in for a tornado. The bad thing about it is if I tornado later, then I'm not going to be able to kill it. So I'm not even going to try a tornado. We know it's a skeleton army, but I'm not going to tornado.
Fight me, coward!
I don't know the interaction. I don't think it kills everything in time, so it's better for me to play safe rather than sorry. Skeletons aren't going to give him any damage on my tower. We're going to go in for probably a musketeer on his end or archer queen, depending on what he does. I don't know. Archers? No, he doesn't have archers. He doesn't have archer queen. He doesn't have musketeer. He just goes in for snowball. That's really wild. Might be able to get away with barbarians in the back here. It doesn't seem like he has a good answer to that. If he decides a graveyard or decides to go in for like mini Pekka and spam, we can tornado everything back so then we finish off the bats. Or even better, I can tornado and kill the skeleton army too. Wait, I was able to hit things on both sides. Wow, tornado is really clutch. I love doing that. Okay, so I think that the Zappy isn't able to kill that. It should get one hit on my tower. It is what it is. All right, how are we going to win this one? I think I can stack up giant skeletons and then go in for a cannon cart. And even if he decides the arrows or whatever, I'll still get a good trade. Barbarians are going to be our best way of picking apart that giant. I need a cannon cart here. This game is for all the marbles right now. This would be all the W's. We got to get this win. We can't do mediocre here. I'm going to clone this because I want the giant skeleton to die so we can finish off the bats and everything a little bit faster. Especially if you want to do that. We're going to go in tornado. So that musketeer is just goodbye. You'll never have to see that again. A skeleton army again. I don't have anything for it, unfortunately. Oh, man, I'm super focused in this game. I really, really want to win it. If I giant skeleton, he's just going to go in for a really easy, like, giant mini Pekka and kill it. So I'm not going to. I rather make sure that we have a good defense to offense conversion. So I'm going to do this instead. I'll go for Zappies. The barbarians kill the giant very quickly, so that's good for us. And then even though you go in for that, I don't know if you're able to stop the counter push here because the barbarians are soaking up all the damage. The musketeer is not going to give you much value. You're only going to have 8 arrows in this deck, so maybe we can go for skeleton barrel on the other side, mess you up that way. Can I clone this and mess you up? Or you're going to force out the arrows there. He's going to go for skeleton army instead. Oh, let's go. That's awesome. I take those. I'm a tornado, so then we can go and pull the musketeer into the bomb. And then the cannon cart's still alive. He's going to have the skeleton army and arrows. Where's the skeleton army at, though, bro? Yo, he doesn't have the juice. He's getting destroyed. This deck is way too good. I won every single game. We'll show you guys the battle log real quick. I cannot believe it. But first, let's see where we are in the world. We are currently at 3,200 in the world with 0 losses. In 30 minutes, we pushed up a few hundred trophies, and you'll love to see it. Only wins today.
It was too easy.
Like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more daily videos, and have an awesome rest of your day.